working with me today in this fine morning to set up my feed. I'm getting started a little late, but I am hungry, so it's time to get going. So here is a quick look at the supplies I use. I usually do 3 of these bottles a day, but today I'm doing 2 because I'm starting late and I'd like to be able to get to bed on time. And it is the Kate Farms Peptide Soul Source Nutrition Formula. Banana. I get a 1.5 calorie per ml. Each one of these has roughly 500 calories in them, so that's 1,000. I'm gonna try to eat some of the rest of the calories by mouth because I can eat a little bit, but not a lot. I struggled to sleep with it on. So I tried to make it where it stops at bedtime. I will need about half a bottle of water. Here is my bag. It is still in its case. I need a bit of water to flush with, so hence this bottle. This is actually just a baby bottle with a special cap on that I got off Amazon that works for these little syringes I have. These are 60 ml syringes, or 2 ounces, and they fit the enfit system, which is what I have. Now something that I wear that's part of the system that you don't see is actually very often is my extension, which is this bad boy, which I have this one on. And it has 2 parts to it, so that way I can actually flush medicine and stuff through it while the feed is connected. So I also use my pump because I am on a pump feed. It's not bolus, and because it's going into the jejunum, which is the I believe the second part of the small intestine. And basically, you can't push a bolus through your small intestine. There's a max amount you can push in an hour. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do in setting this up is crack this bag open. And it comes all neatly wrapped up, but I need it to be unwrapped. I don't have to worry about anything being clean right now because, one, nothing has to be really, truly sterile for tube feeding like I get. Just this light. But it also comes with this little cap that'll keep this clean while I'm working. And now, your insurance company would have you peel this apart slowly, but really you just open it up and blow into the bag. But you should really only be doing that as if you are the person who is taking it. I would not do that as a caretaker. When you shake up these, I like to shake them up pretty well because you don't really want anything like settling in at the bottom when you're throughout the day. I really just like making sure it's good and open so it doesn't spill. Just dump it right on in. But you do kind of have to hold it like this, where it's straight, where this thing is straight up, rather than like this, because if you do it like this, it may end up overflowing because it'll get caught. And then keep the trash can nearby for chucking the extra. Now on days like this, where I'm trying to do 2 through the tube, I actually will carry around the 3rd and try to drink it because these are drinkable. Some people like the taste of them and say they taste like vanilla wafers. Some people do not like the taste of them and say they just taste disgusting, but I don't mind, honestly. It's not like something I would, if I was not in the situation, go out of my way to be like, yeah, I'm gonna drink all of this. But I've heard the Kate Farms variety that's made specifically for drinking tastes just a little bit better because this stuff is made actually to go into the tube. But it is drinkable. I'm gonna toss those. And then this water bottle, which I will be taking and filling it up to the 900 ml line, because that should be roughly half of this bottle. Just a little bit more. And I find I actually just tolerate the feed just a little bit better by putting a little bit of water in it. Now I'm gonna just gently kind of do this to mix it up a little bit with the water before I take this bag and carefully scoosh out all the extra air. Not because the air will cause problems. The pump actually has a air detection, so it will stop if there's air in the bag, but this just really helps prevent the issue where if it does end up on its side, there's not going to be a ton of air pumping through here causing it to stop and causing me to have to reprime my bag. And so that's what the finished mix looks like. And now there's a couple of ways you can go about priming it. If you are the caretaker, you can put it, go ahead and load your cassette into here and just hit the prime button, hold it, and that's loud and annoying and takes forever. But I personally use this little trick where you hook the bag up and you can just pinch right here where the little teardrop is on these infinity pump bags, and it should slowly come through. Still faster and less loud and annoying than the other one, but if it is your own bag and you're not really worried about germs, you can just pinch, grab, and suck. And once more, as a caretaker, I don't recommend doing the sucking part, but you can pinch that off and just let it come through. Be very careful because it may drip out just a little bit if your bag got tangled behind it. So much tubing. All right. I just cap it off and set the bag aside for a second. This water bottle out of the way. So now it's time to do a flush. So I take my syringe here, fill it with air, connect it to my bottle, and do the push and pull. Method, and then you just grab the end here, and you're supposed to flush 2 ounces every time you start and end. If I can get this open. I do this to myself sometimes where I close it too tight. Do get a little crusty after a while, and that's kind of why you have to replace them every single week. It's getting a little close to time for me to replace mine. Then you just screw this on. I find that the full 2 ounces all at once makes me just a little bit nauseous, so I'll push 1 ounce or half of the syringe, and then in about 15 minutes when I go to give myself my medicine, I'll use that other ounce to help give my medicine, because when you give medicine, you're supposed to push a little bit of water, the medicine, and then a little bit more water. And I take Pepsid every single day, so I'm used to having to do that later. Then for this device, you actually just hang your bag in here. I I actually have a flying squirrel. I will link where I got mine down in the description below because they are very helpful. Because usually these two pieces are separate rather than on one bag. Open this up. Load your cassette in. Close it back down. Make sure there's no tangles in the tubing. Usually you would have your pole. I did not think to grab my pole before starting, but that's okay. Then you're just going to open this back up. And an important note is there's a clamp down here that you have to clamp and unclamp between things. So like if I would open this without the clamp, it would start pushing out, and even some of the stuff that's sitting in my intestines could come pushing out. This just connects right in. You want to kind of twist it in good, because if you don't twist it in good, there becomes the problem of it potentially coming out. Then I'm going to unclamp this little white piece. Turn this on. Hit run. Now, I like this because I can carry it around my house when I don't want to use my pole, particularly because my house is not terribly like pole accessible. So I will just take this and like walk around with it sometimes, or hang it off of things in my house, because I could take this and just off anything that it can fit around. And sorry. And so I like that too, because that means I don't have to like tie this to my pole and then take the time to get it off my pole. And when I go to bed at night, I actually just put a little command hook on my wall above my bed, and I will show you that in just a second, where I can just hang this up, and so that way when I'm sitting in bed, or if for whatever reason I was having a hard time, you know, just throughout the day keeping this on all the time, so sometimes I do get sick, not because of this, I think I just get sick. Ooh, don't fall. And I have to like pause for an hour and then continue, particularly like I have the problem that when I'm on my period it makes me more nauseous, and so I would have to pause this maybe for an hour when I felt really sick, and then keep going, and so I might have to run it overnight. Or if I just started really late, and because like I won't do any fewer than 2 bottles, because I know I cannot consume more than like I cannot consume orally enough calories to make up for the 3rd bottle, and I have to run while I'm asleep. It helps to hang up and to be able to kind of run. I just personally don't like running when I'm asleep, because one, you get woken up when this finishes and it goes beep beep beep, and that's, you know, sometimes it's hard to go back to sleep, and sometimes I just find it's I have a hard time falling asleep with it running. But that is just, that's how I set everything up though. So it is running, and I am getting my food through the day. Now when I put all 3 bottles in like I'm supposed to, it fills it all the way up to like here when it's all squished up and ready to go. That is how I feed. Thank you so much for watching me set up my feed. Hopefully you learned a little something in the process of it. And if you are also on a tube feed, I hope it made you feel maybe a little bit less alone. And if you enjoyed it, leave a like, maybe subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next video.